Hello, friends. Welcome to this fourth part of time value of money. And in this, we'll be discussing about annuity and perpetual annuity. Regarding annuity, we had discussed in previous two videos. One is sinking fund, and one was the third one, which is annuity due. Now, this is another type of annuity, which is known as a perpetual annuity. Meaning of perpetual means the annuity which never matures, which does not have any term, which will keep on continuing. Like if we are going to receive money, we will be receiving for infinite period of time, and if we are paying, then we'll be paying for infinite period of time, which is known as a perpetual annuity. So if we come across, if we have in real life, we have options like if you are getting retired at the end of your service period, and you get a choice of having either you get pension for perpetual number of years, that means the year for which number of years you are going to live, or your employer will give you a second option to pay you the lump sum amount of money. So in this case, we need to identify which option is better for us, whether we should accept the total lump sum amount of money at the time of retirement, or we should accept the yearly payment for the number of years we are going to live, which is perpetual annuity. That means the number of years, if we are going to live for next 20 years after your retirement, for 20 years you'll be receiving pension, for 50 years you'll be receiving for 50 years, and in short the number of years for which you are going to live. So in this video we'll be discussing about how to calculate the present value of perpetual annuity, and how we can have a calculation of annuity in which you have, for certain number of years you have fixed amount, and for another years you will be having some different amount. So how we can calculate, as we have already calculated in previous video, if the cash flow is not equal, we can calculate the present value by use of table. But if you want to use formula, how we can calculate with the help of formula. So let's look into this video. So this is the second slide, and the first question. Mr. XYZ saves 22,000 rupees per year for next 5 years, and after fifth year, for the next 7 years, that means from year 6 to year 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12th year, that is for next 7 years he will be saving 35,000 rupees. If rate of interest is 9%, then how much this amount be receiving by Mr. XYZ after 12 years if rate of interest is 9%. Now this is not an equal annuity. If you want to apply annuity formula, then we can also solve with the help of formula, but we need to make some arrangement. And as these cash flows are changing after fifth year, we can definitely solve this question with the help of table. So we'll be discussing two alternative solutions. If we are using the future value annuity formula, how the sum this question can be solved, and if we are going to solve this question with the help of table, then how to calculate, how to solve this problem with the help of table. The answer will be same in both the alternative. So let's see in the next slides. So Mr. XYZ wants to find out how much he will be receiving after total 12 year with the interest. And as Mr. XYZ is saving amount today, but our job is to give him the amount, how much he will be receiving after 12 years, that is future value. Now to apply future value annuity formula, the rule, or we can use this future annuity formula if the cash flows are equal. Now in this question, for first 5 year, as you can see, year 1 to 5 cash flows are 22,000, and from year 6 to year 12 cash flows are 35,000. So we can apply a future value formula, but in this case we need to make the arrangement as you can see in the second table. to apply annuity formula, this arrangement we need to make. Now the arrangements can be like this. Like we assume for next 12 years we'll be receiving 22,000. Actually we are getting 22,000 for first 5 year only, and then 35,000. But instead of 35,000, to apply annuity formula we have to assume the cash flows are equal from year 1 to year 12. So we assume every year we'll be receiving 22,000, and from 6th year onwards the total cash flow should be 35. So out of 35 we have already assumed we received 22,000, and from uh, 6th year onwards again we can apply future value annuity formula, but now cash flow will be remaining 13,000. So 22,000 as we already received, and remaining 13,000, that means now total cash flow will be 35,000. So by having arrangement we can apply future availability formula, and this is in two ways we can apply future availability formula. So the same formula will apply by keeping a 22,000 and number of years will be 12, and again we apply future availability formula 13,000 which is A, but number of years will be 7, and then we club the amount of annuity, and then we can say Mr. XYZ will be receiving in total after 12 years the amount which we can calculate in the next slide. So the formula will be applied, but the rule is the cash flow should be same. So we divide 35,000 into two part. One is 22,000. So by applying 22,000 we can have number of years 12, and again we apply the future relative formula, but this time number of years will be 7 and annuity will be 13,000, because out of 35 22,000 we have used. So let's see the solution from the slide onwards. So as seen, to apply future value annuity formula, we can first take 22,000 rupees as a future value annuity for 12 years, and then for remaining 7 years we can take 13,000. So ultimately for remaining 7 years, initial 22,000 plus 13,000, which comes to 35,000 we have taken. So by applying future value annuity formula, as you can see on the top of this slide, it is so two times we will be applying future value annuity formula. One, by considering 22,000 for 12 years, and the same formula we will apply by having addition sign plus again the same annuity formula, but now this time A will be considered as 13,000. So 22,000 into future value interest factor annuity 12 years and 9% plus 13,000 future value interest factor annuity 9% and 7 years. So I also kept the future value annuity table, and I also highlighted for 12 years and 9% combination the interest factor is 20.141, and 9% and 7 years combination is 9.2004. So the same interest factor we can apply with respective number of years. So with 22,000 we'll multiply with 20.141, and with 13,000 we can multiply with 9.2004. So by applying this we can get the answer is, which is 22,000 multiplied by 20.141 is 4,43,102, and 13,000 with respect to 9% 7 year factor is 9.2004, which is 1,19,605, and the total amount which Mr. XYZ will be receiving after 12 years is 5,62,707 rupees. So this is what we can use the annuity formula, but we need to keep the adjustment by changing the annuity value, and we can apply the formula. The answer will be this. Now to the same question, but now by solving with the help of table, let's see how this answer will be same and how we can calculate this. So this is the same question again, but this is the alternative solution where we can apply individual future value factor So for the first 5 year is depositing 22,000, and for the remaining 7 years is depositing 35,000. Here we consider Mr. XYZ is depositing at the end of the year. So we consider this 22,000, first 22,000 will be growing for 11 years, and it will be multiplied with 9% 11-year factor. Second 22,000 will be growing for 10 years, and so on. And last 35,000 Mr. XYZ is depositing, and he is getting in the same year. So last 35,000 is not growing. He will not receive any interest for last 35,000. So it is multiplied with 1. And by multiplying with cash flow with respective future value factor, the again answer is the same when we apply future value annuity formula. And if we use the future value annuity table, the answer is same, like 5,62,701 rupees Mr. XYZ will be receiving at the end of 12 year. The important part over here is the first 22,000 you are depositing at the end of the year, so 31st December. So for that particular year, Mr. XYZ is not receiving interest, but he'll be withdrawing after 12 years. So first 22,000 is growing for 11 years, and it is multiplied with 9% 11-year factor. Second 22,000 again depositing on last year. So the second 22,000 is growing for 10 years. So 9% 10-year factor, and so on. So the factorization is important. When you look into the table, you need to look into the proper future value factor. So this is how the same question can be solved with the help of table also. Now the next question, we'll be discussing about the perpetual annuity. This is the question which have perpetual part. Perpetual annuity means the annuity which never matures, which will never end, which will have infinite period of time. So the question is, at the time of retirement, Mr. XYZ is given a choice between two alternatives. Mr. XYZ can accept pension of 1,20,000, and as long as he can live, if he is living for next 50 years, he'll be receiving 1,20,000 for next 50 years. So there is no time duration. If he is living for 100 years, he'll be receiving 1,20,000 for 100 years. Or the second option which company is giving is Mr. XYZ can accept 10 lakh rupees, and he can accept this 10 lakh, and company will be free, and he can also free from the pension. He will not be receiving any pension, but he is receiving lump sum amount, and he can invest this 10 lakh rupees anywhere where he require, wherever he get more interest. So the question, if the interest rate is 10%, which option Mr. XYZ should accept? We need to advise which option XYZ should accept. So let's see, if it is a perpetual annuity, how Mr. XYZ should choose the option. So this formula for perpetual annuity where n is not given, so perpetual annuity present value, because the company has given choice to give 1,20,000 for next 20, 30, or as long as he live, but we need to find out what is this perpetual annuity's present value in today's term. So perpetual annuity's present value equals to A divided by I, where A is annuity which company is promising to pay every year, equal amount, divided by the rate of interest. So to find out the present value equals to A divided by I, which is 1,20,000, divided by 0.10, which is rate of interest, and so it is 12 lakh rupees. So the perpetual annuity's present value which he is supposed to receive from company, which is 1,20,000 for infinite period of time, but the present value is 12 lakh. And company has also given the second choice that today company can pay 10 lakh rupees, or today Mr. XYZ can accept 10 lakh rupees. So by comparing both the present value, if he receives 1,20,000 for infinite period of time, its present value 10 lakh, or company can give right now present value 10 lakh. So the better option, better choice is 12 lakh rupees. So Mr. XYZ should accept the perpetual pension, which is 1,20,000, where it is more valuable option rather than accepting 10 lakh rupees today. So the choice which we can offer to Mr. XYZ is Mr. XYZ should accept the annual pension of 1,20,000, which has more value by 2 lakh rupees as compared to the lump sum amount of 10 lakh today. So thank you very much for the listening. If you like this video and if you want to have some more videos, you can visit my blogspot on my YouTube channel. Very much for the listening. Thank you.